Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we'll be discussing the planning phase for the COMPTIA PK0-005 certification. Let's begin. In the planning phase, the project goals, objectives, and deliverables are refined and broken down into manageable units of work. Project managers create time and cost estimates and determine resource requirements for each activity. Planning involves several other critical areas of project management, such as communication, risk, human resources, quality, and procurement. Develop project scope statement. Developing a project scope statement is an important step in project management that helps define the boundaries, objectives, deliverables, and stakeholders of a project. The project scope statement should be concise, clear, and agreed upon by all relevant stakeholders. It serves as a reference document throughout the project lifecycle, helping to guide decision-making and manage expectations. Regularly review and update the scope statement as needed during the course of the project. Develop project schedule. Developing a project schedule is a crucial aspect of project management that involves creating a timeline and sequence of activities to accomplish project objectives within a defined time frame. Utilize project management software or tools to input the activity list, durations, dependencies, and resource assignments to generate the project schedule. This will include automatically calculate start and end dates for each activity and visualize the timeline. Determine budget. Determining a budget for a project is a critical aspect of project management. It involves estimating and allocating the necessary financial resources to execute the project successfully. Determine the types and quantities of resources needed for each activity. This includes personnel, equipment, materials, software licenses, facilities, and any other resources necessary for successful project execution. Identify the cost associated with each resource. This can include hourly rates, salaries, vendor quotes, rental fees, material costs, and any other expenses required to procure or utilize the resources. Consider any additional costs that may be incurred during the project. These can include travel expenses, training costs, equipment maintenance, permits and licenses, contingency reserves, and any other indirect costs associated with project execution. Develop quality assurance plan. Developing a quality assurance plan is essential to ensure that project deliverables meet the required quality standards. A quality assurance plan outlines the processes, activities, and resources necessary to achieve and maintain quality throughout the project. Determine the activities and techniques that will be employed to provide assurance of quality. This can include independent quality audits, peer reviews, process compliance assessments, and continuous improvement initiatives. Specify the frequency and methods for conducting these activities. Review the quality assurance plan with stakeholders, project team members, and quality experts. Incorporate their feedback and ensure that the plan is comprehensive, feasible, and aligned with project activities. Obtain necessary approvals before implementing the plan. Define units of work. Defining units of work is an important aspect of project management as it helps break down the project into manageable components and enables effective planning, scheduling, and resource allocation. Document the defined units of work along with their associated scope, milestones, deliverables, responsibilities, estimates, and dependencies. Use the WBS or work breakdown structure or other suitable formats to present the information clearly. Communicate the defined units of work to the project team, stakeholders, and relevant parties to ensure a shared understanding. Defining units of work is an iterative process, and adjustments may be needed as the project progresses. Develop a transition or release plan. Developing a transition release plan is a crucial aspect of project management, particularly when the transitioning from project development to the operational phase. This plan outlines the activities, tasks, and considerations required to successfully transition the project deliverables to the end users or stakeholders. A transition release plan should be comprehensive, flexible, and aligned with the project objectives and stakeholder expectations. Regularly review and update the plan as needed to accommodate changes or lessons learned during the transition process. Effective planning and execution of the transition phase contribute to a smooth handover of the project deliverables and successful operationalization. Develop human resource plan. Developing a human resource plan in project management involves identifying and acquiring the right people with the necessary skills and expertise to successfully execute a project. Based on the resource requirements, create a staffing plan that outlines when and how resources will be allocated to the project scope. Consider factors like resource, availability, project timeline, and workload distribution. This may involve recruiting new employees, hiring contractors or consultants, or reassigning existing staff. Clearly communicate roles, responsibilities, and expectations to all team members. Regularly review and update the plan to ensure that the project has the right resources at the right time to achieve its objectives. This is an example of a human resource plan. First, we have objectives of human resource planning, then current manpower inventory, forecasting demand and supply, which leads to manpower gaps, which leads to employee plan, then training and development, and last but not least, appraisal of manpower planning. Procurement. In project management, procurement refers to the process of obtaining goods, services, or works from external sources to meet the project's needs. It involves the acquisition of resources or materials that are necessary for the successful execution and completion of a project. Procurement typically includes activities such as sourcing, selecting vendors or suppliers, negotiating contracts, and managing the procurement process. Effective procurement management is crucial for the project's success as it ensures that the project team has the necessary resources and materials at the right time and cost. It requires careful planning, thorough vendor evaluation, and robust contract management to mitigate risks and maximize the value derived from external sources. This is an example of procurement management planning. 7 steps. First, conducting the needs analysis. Then, assessing the supplier's market. Compiling supplier information. Defining the sourcing/procurement strategy. Implementing the strategy. Negotiating with suppliers. Then selecting the winning bid. And the winning bid would be which supplier you select. Perform initial risk assessment. Performing an initial risk assessment is an important step in project management to identify and analyze potential risks that may affect the project's success. It should be performed periodically, especially during project planning and at significant project milestones, to ensure that potential risks are identified, analyzed, and appropriately addressed throughout the project lifecycle. For each high priority risk, conduct a root cause analysis to understand the underlying reasons for the risk. Identify the risk factors or events that contribute to the risk's occurrence. This analysis helps in developing effective risk mitigation strategies. Here's an example of risk assessment. First, we identify the hazards. Second, determine who might be at risk and how. 3, assess the likelihood and severity of the risks. 4, actions. Identify actions to eliminate or control the risks. And last but not least, conduct an evaluation. Training project team members. Based on the identified objectives, create a comprehensive training plan. Consider both formal and informal training methods, including workshops, seminars, online courses, and on-the-job training. Determine the most suitable training resources and activities for each team member. Recognize that each team member may have different skill gaps and learning preferences. Customize the training plan to address individual needs and provide targeted training opportunities. This could include specialized training in areas such as agile methodologies, stakeholder management, or conflict resolution. In addition to formal training, provide opportunities for team members to gain hands-on experience in managing projects. Assign them to tasks and responsibilities that align with their training objectives. Allow them to take on progressively challenging project roles to apply their newly acquired knowledge and skills. And here are some exam prep questions for anyone who's taking the PK0-005 certification exam. What is the definition of a project? Choose two. A group interrelated activities that create a unique benefit to the organization. B, a set of processes repeated multiple times to produce the same result. C, a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. D, a process used to generate profit, improve market share, or adhere to legal requirement. E, a time-constrained activity used to bring about unique results that align with the organization's goals. The answer is C and E. A temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result, and a time-constrained activity used to bring about unique results that align with the organization's goals. A project creates a unique product, service, or result and has defined start and end dates. Interrelated activities or processes repeated multiple times are not projects because they don't have a start and finish date, and they don't produce unique results. Option D outlines some of the reasons a project might come about. From the list of options, select 3 of the 5 common stages of development that project teams progress through. Choose 3. A, forming. B, acquiring. C, storming. D, collaborating. E, negotiating. F, norming. G, compromising. The answer is A, forming. C, storming. F, norming. The 5 stages of team development are forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Which document authorizes the project to begin? A. Business case. B. Project concept document. C. Project start charter. D. Preliminary scope statement. The answer is C. The project charter authorizes the project to begin. Which of these is not an example of a project selection method? A. Cost-benefit analysis. B. Expert judgment. C. Top-down estimating. D. Scoring model. The answer is C. Top-down estimating. Cost-benefit analysis, expert judgment, and scoring model are all project selection techniques. Top-down estimating is a type of cost estimating technique. All of the following are types of stakeholder analysis except for which one? A. Salience model. B. Stakeholder register. C. Power/interest grid. D. Prioritization matrix. The answer is B. Stakeholder register. The stakeholder register is where the information about the stakeholders, including analysis details, are documented. And that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And good luck on the exam.